In this video, we're solving two-step equations, this time with fractions and decimals. Sounds fun. And we're going to throw some word problems in there just in case it's not difficult enough. So, good luck. 3.5B video sheet and a pencil. Here we go. So we're going to keep everything in mind from the last video, and we're just going to solve using two steps. So the first step is to get rid of this negative 0.5 by adding 0.5. So I'm going to add 0.5 to both sides, and I'm going to bring down what's left, x over 2. Negative 0.1, so here we go. Negative 0.1 and 0.5 added together. So their signs are opposite, so I'm going to put the bigger one first, 0.5, and I know I need to subtract because the signs are different. They're fighting each other. So I'm going to subtract and get 0.4. I look back at the original problem, and it's going to be positive because this guy's bigger. So negative 0.1 plus 0.5, you can probably do all that in your head maybe without all the discussion I just had, but 0.4 is right. Now I need to get rid of the divide by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2, 0.4 times 2 is 0.8. Final answer, positive 0.8. Dose. Try this one if you want to. If you're too scared, I guess you can watch me. That's the whole point of watching the video, I guess. But I would try it on your own. All right, we're going to get rid of the 3/4 first. We're going to subtract 3/4 and subtract 3/4. We come down with this negative 1/3 x equals, we're going to subtract these. I'm going to write that right here, but then I'm going to reduce it. 6/4 is also known as 3/2. I'm going to leave it 3/2. I'm not going to change it to 1.5 because I can kind of see what's coming here. I need to deal with fractions, so I'm going to leave this improper for now. Okay, last step is to multiply by the reciprocal of negative 1/3. Well, the reciprocal of negative 1/3 is negative 3. You need to get that negative in there. Negative times negative is positive, and I want to get rid of that negative also. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3 over 1. Well, I left this 3/2. I'm going to multiply straight across now. There's no cross canceling. It's negative 9/2. And your teacher's probably making you change this to negative 4.5. That was a tough one. So you might want to print this video sheet again and work through that one again. That was a tough one. All right, 3. Oh, man, you got to be kidding. We're distributing 2? Yep, no big deal. Okay, here we go. 4. Bring it in. Everything's coming together now. All your knowledge coming to one place, this problem. So you multiply these together, you get 8x minus 12 equals negative 16. You can solve this. This isn't that bad. Add 12 to both sides. Got your integer skills here, negative 4. You divide by 8 to get rid of the 8. And a lot of kids freak out when they see this. That's the answer. We're pretty much done. It's negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. 4. I know it looks ugly. We can do this. I want to get rid of the 3/4 first. So I subtract 3/4. All right, so if you want, go ahead and write that on your video sheet and try to finish that step off before moving on. All right. 1/5 minus 3/4 is tough. 3/4 is more than a half. 1/5 is less than a half. So I know the 3/4 is bigger. So I'm going to write the 3/4 first. I'm going to stack them up over here. The signs are different. This is a positive. This is a negative. So I know I need to subtract them. So I'm going to find the common denominator. And I'm going to subtract. So that gives me 11/20. All right, so 11/20. And I know it's negative because the larger, stronger number was negative. All right, now I'm going to divide by 2. And this is the part where it gets a little bit strange. When I divide by 2 on this side, that's easy. But when I divide by 2 on this side, it looks a little strange. Remember, dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by a half. So due to the fact that I see a fraction on this left side instead of dividing by 2, I'm going to show it with this version, right? Dividing by 2 and multiplying by half are the same thing. So it's going to be easier for me to do this because of the way this is a fraction. So I'm going to multiply by a half, and that gives me negative 11/40. Like I said, these problems are getting pretty tough. You got this, though. All right. Now we're going to try some word problems with 2 steps. These really aren't that bad. This is probably easier than the question right before. So just remember all your vocab. 3 more than twice a number is 17. 3 more than twice a number is 17. Go ahead and solve that. Now that I wrote it, it shouldn't be too bad. All right, subtract 3 and divide by 2, and you get 7. That's it. We got one more. Pause the video, try this one on your own. All right, I hope you remember that less than has a strange quality that you need to put it on the back end of the problem. So really it's going to be something minus 7, not 7 minus something. 5 times a number less than, so 7 less than 5 times a number looks like this, is negative 22. So this less than thing we talked about in earlier videos. Hopefully by now you're kind of getting familiar with that with your teacher. 7 less than 5 times the number is negative 22. And you're going to solve this. Add 7 and negative 15. Remember to subtract these. Bigger one's negative. Divide by 5. Negative divided by positive is a negative. Final answer is negative 3. All right, that's it. We will see you next video.